What is up, everybody? It's your boy Robbie J Fox, and we're back with a brand new video. And this is day 15 of Horror Month. Listen, okay, this one is rough. Okay, this is not for everyone. I'm gonna say it one more time for the kids in the back of the bus. This one is not for everybody. I will admit, I'm on the fence. I'm really on the fence about talking about this manga, and it's for two reasons. One reason is that even though this manga has completed, it is finished, the full translation is not finished. So unless you want to use a translator, it will be really rough reading this while getting put on a cliffhanger for God knows how long. However, the latest chapter of the translation was released like 8 days ago, which means someone is actively translating it, but it's just really slow. The second reason is that this story it's just hard for me to recommend, because it's a really rough story to read. The content in this video is basically torture. I'm just letting you know. That is the theme of today's manga. So if you were to take Kanye West's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and just remove the beautiful part of it, that would be pretty much the description of this manga. The name of this manga is called Minasama no Omochu Desu, or Everyone's Toy. No idea if I even said that right, the Japanese. So you're gonna take it with a grain of salt. I tried. Once again, I have to give a fair warning since this video does contain some rough images, so viewer discretion is advised. The story is centered around a young boy who is loved by all his classmates, families, and teachers. He gets confessed to on a daily basis due to his good looks and good nature, but he turns them down since he has no romantic interests. Life seems to go relatively well until one day he is kidnapped. When it comes to, he's greeted by a group of women who proceeds to torture him. From that day forward, for a few hours a day, he is subjected to different forms of abuse and sexually assaulted, while they also try to make sure he doesn't lose his sanity. He spends the rest of his days trying to find a way out while trying to survive the unreasonable demands of these women who all have it out against him, each for different reasons. Now, there's not really a lot of good things I can say about this manga, as it was really tough for me to sit through 30 translated chapters of basically torture porn. But as far as I can say, the story is somewhat decent. The art is nothing special. It's also decent. At least you can tell what character is what for the most part. Nothing really stands out too much. The one thing that is memorable, and I hate to say this, is basically the torture in itself. The way he's abused is actually insane. Each woman has like some delusion about him, which makes him more or less the subject matter of their abuse. One girl wants to replace him as her family member, therefore making him cross-dress and dance. Although this is really fucked, because at some point she also tries to force him to give her fellatio, which I'm not gonna get into. I'm really not gonna get into it. Constantly, these girls are tricking him by making him drop his defenses as if they really care about him, only to ambush him with the most insane forms of abuse. For example, one girl feeds him and comforts him only for him to find out later that in his food was massive amounts of laxatives. And it's wild. If you're into that kind of content, then this manga may strike home for you. For me, it was pretty tough. The bad things about this manga, and there's quite a bit, is the plot holes in the story. It's always the plot holes, man. It is always the plot holes. I can somewhat understand that he may be overwhelmed when he's in a room with 4 to 5 women, but when he's one-on-one with the girls, they themselves are incredibly vulnerable to where he can easily overpower them, but instead he runs away or cowers. Excluding the one Gairu girl who's like relatively powerful, he can easily take all of them down. It is also really odd that they put him in a really nice room full of furniture in the night so he can regain his sanity, but again, that room is filled with furniture. If it was me, that lamp on the table is about to become a weapon of destruction. We going back to World War Z on these bitches. It just seems like this guy had zero survival instincts. There's also the sexual content in this manga. Listen, okay? Listen. If you're into the whole BDSM thing, listen, this manga might strike home for you. It might be an absolute home run, because these girls are all sadistic to the core. One girl actually almost killed him by choking him to death, and she was enjoying it. Like she couldn't control herself. So again, if you're into that, this is exactly what you this is just for you. Overall, I have to be completely honest and rate this a 5 out of 10 on my own personal scale, because mostly I didn't really enjoy this manga. The torture was really high up there, and some of the content I seen was just wild. I just couldn't rock with it. But from what I understand and from what I read, it has potential to get better in the later chapters. But for me, there's a lot to be desired. So a 5 out of 10 is pretty much the best I can give it. I just don't know about this one, Chief. Honestly, there are some better mangas out there you can read, but if you're into that thriller, torture stuff, this is the way to go. And unfortunately, thriller and torture does fall within the horror genre. So, hey, here you go. This is one for the books. So again, this is day 15 for Horror Month. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do read this manga, I hope you guys enjoy it a lot better than I did, because I did not enjoy it whatsoever. But that's it. Once again, my name is Robbie J. Fox. Please hit that comment, like, and subscribe. And, you know, until next time, you know what it is. With love, fuck off.